The Lord be with you.
and with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
At that time, Jesus walked by the Sea of Galilee, went up on the mountain, and sat down there. Great crowds came to him, having with them the lame, the blind, the deformed, the mute, and many others. They placed them at his feet, and he cured them. The crowds were amazed when they saw the mute speaking, the deformed made whole, the lame walking, and the blind able to see, and they glorified the God of Israel. Jesus summoned his disciples and said, "My heart is moved with pity for the crowd, for they have been with me now for 3 days and have nothing to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry, for fear they may collapse on the way." The disciples said to him, "Where could we ever get enough bread in this deserted place to satisfy such a crowd?" Jesus said to them, "How many loaves do you have?" 7, they replied, "and a few fish." He ordered the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then he took the 7 loaves and the fish, gave thanks, broke the loaves, and gave them to the disciples, who in turn gave them to the crowds. They all ate and were satisfied. They picked up the fragments left over, 7 baskets full. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
My dear brothers and sisters, our readings today, the 4th day of Advent, speak of abundant food. In our first reading today, the prophet Isaiah talks of a vision of abundant food when the Lord comes. He speaks of a banquet with rich food and choice wines, juicy, rich food, and pure, choice wines. Sa pagdating ng Panginoon, magkakaroon ng malaking handaan, masasarap na pagkain at masasarap na inumin. And in our gospel, Jesus feeds thousands of people from 7 loaves and a few fish. And everyone was able to eat. There were even leftovers. There was overflowing food. My dear brothers and sisters, the celebration of Christmas is always associated with food. Kapag magpapasko, maraming kainan, maraming pagkain. We attend so many parties. Even during the time of pandemic, there are still parties. We have many food to eat. And because of this, we gain a lot of weight at tumataas ang ating kolesterol dahil kain tayo ng kain. But let us remember, my dear brothers and sisters, that our readings also tell us that the food is intended for everyone. The food in the vision of the prophet Isaiah is meant for everyone to enjoy, not just for some people, not just for the chosen few, but the food prepared by the Lord, the abundant food, is meant for all. And even the food that Jesus prepared was meant for all. They were meant for everyone following Him, but also for those who do not believe in Him, for those who were doubting Him. They were all fed by Jesus. My dear brothers and sisters, in this Advent season, in our preparation for the coming of the Lord, let us remember that the food, the gifts, the blessings that we receive are meant for all. The food, the gifts, and the blessings are not only for us. They are meant to be shared to all. Especially those people who do not have anything to eat, and those people who do not have any gifts to enjoy. Let us remember, my dear brothers and sisters, that Christmas is not only for those who can afford. Christmas is not an exclusive season for those who have money. Christmas is for all. The joy of Christmas is for all, because Jesus is for all. In this Advent season, let us be instruments of God's abundance to everyone. Let us be instruments of God's overflowing gifts and blessings to everyone. Let us share God's abundant blessings, God's abundant goodness, and God's abundant love.